I love playing chess, and I have loved it ever since I was introduced to it as a kid. So when I was invited to play the Super PogChamps tournament against other creators with a $100,000 prize pool, I had to say yes. This was not going to be my first PogChamps event, as I played in PogChamps 5 in 2023. Though my expectations for that tournament and this one were drastically different. In the 2 years since PogChamps 5, I've improved a bit at chess, much thanks to my coach, Anna Kramling, and I now have reached 1500 ELO. But in this field, that was hardly going to be enough. Despite being one of the lowest rated players in the field, I made it a goal of mine to try to reach the championship bracket, to redeem myself for my blunders in years past. And as I got to see the groups and the matchups, I could hardly believe that my first opponent would be also one of my greatest chess rivals, Tyler 1. Tyler 1 also played in PogChamps 5, the same event that I played, but guess what? In that event, he was rated 200 ELO. He had just learned the game and barely knew how the pieces move. And in the time since, he has become somewhat of a chess legend because he played 10 hours a day for a long while and went from 200 ELO to 1900 ELO in a very short span of time, spamming only the cow opening invented by Anna Kramling, my coach. And so, I had to beat this guy. Going into this game, I had a plan, but I also knew that if the plan didn't work, he was the stronger rated player and might beat me.
Here we go.
We're starting. Yeah, I'm playing black first. I have prepared against
1524.
His setup. He plays the same moves every time, so he is quite easy to prepare against. You can play this and this.
Been there, done that, bud.
And here. Now I want to go here, actually.
You have to castle this way.
But maybe I'll have to castle first.
Castle's this way, I go queen
I think
here.
coach would say castle before you have fun. So I think that's what we're going to go ahead and do.
My fucking heart's pumping. I love it, baby. Give me that fucking adrenaline. This stupid ass bishop out of here.
Alright, now the clue here, guys, is to not take. I don't want to jump in with the knight. Can I go bishop, try to induce this move? Does that really... Sorry, this move? Does that really help? Can go knight up. If takes, we have a very strong bishop. Could be pushed out by f3, and the bishop comes back.
If he doesn't take, I think it's good.
I think we can go for that. He still hasn't castled, which is actually quite annoying.
I think I'm gonna castle. Push this pawn.
Alright, so I think I have a plan now. This, and the knight comes up here. We also then open the file over here for the rook, which is really valuable.
Is that pawn worth it?
Looks good. Yeah, check. Oh, he wins a pawn there. I didn't see that. He wins this
it's
pawn.
A bit dicey.
But still, no. I think that's fine. Step here. The cost of a pawn here to get my knight on b3 is crazy. Absolutely take that. His king is trapped, guys. I think it's time for this. Okay, I think it's time for this move.
Oh my god, this guy has that. Get out with a check though.
He has to play here. I take. Queen takes and king goes up.
Check and I can no, because this fucking bishop. Check. Maybe the check just passed him.
Let's see. What? Yeah?
Gotta be honest, didn't even see that. We gotta play for time.
Alright, so if I play check, he can block. So let's take first. This
Gotta be honest,
one.
did not even see that.
The knight covers, the bishop covers. He can only block here, and it's actually mate. I think he only has one move, guys. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm fucking checking.
Now he will have an escape into a discovered check. If I take, king goes, I can play here and trade everything. And he can't even get close. It's actually so toxic. We win the first game! Alright, let's go, guys. Let's go.
Okay, game one. That was a warm-up.
And now all we need is a draw and we beat Tyler. Now for Tyler, playing the cow with the white pieces is actually okay. Playing it with the black pieces, when someone knows you're gonna play it, can quickly turn into a disaster. I've been prepared for both sides of this matchup, and I knew that the white pieces was gonna be a lot stronger for me. And so, going into game 2, I felt very, very confident. That was a very clean game, and we're instantly going. Great start to the tournament. I'm gonna play the same setup, and we're gonna see if he has an answer to it. Okay, he plays the same way.
I surely was completely winning. I just had to do not hang.
I have one extra move. This is just better than the previous. Let's go here. Threatening a pawn. Is he just gonna let us take the pawn?
Different.
He's just giving the pawn. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. This, okay. I mean, this looks really bad for him. I'd say let's take it.
I was thinking of a funny move after knight to f3, you know, pawn to g5, and you know, you take it, you're happy, you think, oh, Tyler's made a mistake, and then out of nowhere, queen takes g5. Hello, on the h file. That would be a real shocker.
It is possible. Bishop e3 is probably better. Maybe just queen out of the way. Bishop g4 is annoying. Bishop g5 is still there. It's still there. Come on, he called
I'm saying, I don't know if he's gonna play it, but there's a huge moment for Tyler. And no, he plays too quick.
Too fast, too furious. Oh my goodness. Dang.
But let's be honest, James. That would be probably the move of the tournament. To sack your queen like that would be absolutely crazy.
That is bonkers here. I mean, and what else is bonkers is this pin. This is a very nasty pin with bishop to g4. It's really hard to get out of it with moves like rook f8 coming. I mean, how do you actually get out of this pin is gross. It's even, I mean, it's just so good for black. Wait a second. Do I even have a move?
Okay, so he's actually going for this tactical shot. I think he's going to take the bishop now.
Take this first. But he can't take this back.
Yeah. And I can't even castle. Oh, but I'm protecting backwards. This is actually barely.
Oh no, because he has this queen here.
He just,
get a pawn though.
I think
if I
blundered.
get this pawn.
Wow. He can take here, but then I win his rook. Now this knight check is... Oi. This knight check is a problem-ish. I think I'm down to just do this, though. If I go here now, he can't play this. I think he blundered. If he lets me push one more square. Oh, he kind of does. I can go here. Is there a check? No, he wants to win the...
Check here.
The pawn. Can I trade this? Double G pawns. It looks so ugly for an endgame. Yeah. I can take with check. Wait. Oh, but then he takes my rook.
Yeah, and I'll lose his pawn.
Wait, no, it's double check. He has to move the king. Oh, that's big. Does the same fork work there? It kind of does, actually. So I'm going to move my rook over here now.
I mean, up doesn't seem that bad. I think these pawns are fucked anyway. I think I can protect this one, but then I'm coming off this ring.
Yeah, I can see there's problems in this, but... I really don't know if I have anything better, guys. What's it?
Okay, let's see. No, because if he moves it here, fuck me. Okay, what do we do? I do not want to defend this pawn, I'll be honest.
Like, it's kind of full emergency mode if he plays this move.
I'll be honest, I just have to go up, see if he fucks something up.
Oy, okay. Different, but same idea.
If he goes here or here, I think something's good. I think he goes here, it's just not going to do anything. I think it actually blocks my...
Maybe something like this. And then I get checked, I go here, I get forked, yeah. Let's go here.
Fuck it, let's just send it.
Okay.
I think this is going to be descending it.
Maybe I should have threatened. If he takes, I pin him. That's what I do. Yeah. That is what we do. Actually, if he takes here now... I was going to say I almost had a fork, okay. Going into this.
Just forked myself, oh my god!
Let's go! We beat Tyler 1-2-0! Rating difference don't matter when you play a bad opening!
Oh, played against Prep Cow!
That's the one opening he knows, and we prepped against it, got good positions both times. Not bad at all. 2-0 against Tyler 1. Holy. I was off to a flying start in Super PogChamps, beating Tyler 1, who was rated several hundred elo points higher than me. But To make it to the championship bracket, I had to get through a lot of other opponents, also rated higher than me. And that was not going to be easy. In my next matchup, I played against Samay Raina, an Indian comedian who also is a longtime chess player. And I got absolutely smoked. I'd been learning the new opening Sicilian, and I wasn't that familiar with certain different lines and positions. And in the first game, I truthfully just hung a piece. So we do get this. Oh lo, I did not think about this. Ay. No, I overstayed my welcome with this. I should take there and then take the pawn. And then the check does nothing. That's a bit of a shame. Okay. In my first game against Samay, I was playing with the black pieces, and I'd just been learning the Sicilian, so I was playing the Sicilian opening. I put my bishop on b4, which is something you do in some lines of the Sicilian, and I try to play the move d5, but after recapturing with the wrong pawn, he can play queen a4 check, and my bishop is unguarded on b4, and I just lose a piece. After that, I tried to hold the game, but it was really unsavable. Okay, the queen is loose. I really don't feel like I should go here, but what other option do I have? We can resign with respect now. We can resign with respect. In my second game against Samay, I got to play with the white pieces, and he entered a very sharp variation called the Budapest Gambit, where he gives up a pawn in the beginning, only to get quick development of his pieces and start an attack. I here should try to focus on castling my king to safety, but I first wanted to play the move f4 and then castle, only to disastrously allow another queen move, queen to h4 check, at which point I can no longer castle my king, and things get very, very scary. Oh, oh man. That's why you castle first. The order matters. Had I castled first and then played f4, I think I would be a lot safer, but from this point on, things were very, very sketch, and I never quite was able to put my pieces on good squares. And so I ended up going to an endgame, but I was down a pawn, and he had a better structure and won the game from there. So losing to Samay in 2-0 fashion. Almost stalemate. Oh, I could have gone the other way to make it a bit more. But okay, GG's to Samay. Great game by him. Going into the tournament, I thought Samay was one of the opponents I had to beat to make it to the championship bracket. And now the road there was going to be much longer. But I couldn't think much about that. I had to focus up for my next opponent, Will Benson, a professional baseballer for the Cincinnati Reds. And he's also 1700 rated at chess. In the first game, I had the black pieces, and he played something that I was very familiar with, the London. The London is an opening where basically the first 10 moves are pretty much autopilot. You can play in sharp ways, like I tried to do, with bringing my queen out early, but if they also match you, then it's pretty dry. The best way to play against this that I've been told by my coach is to attack the queen with the pawn. If it trades, then you have this nice open file for the rook that you can use long term, and though you have doubled b pawns, you're going to be marching these up the board. So after this, my plan was to develop my bishop, develop my other bishop, and push this pawn all the way up the board. And all of a sudden, things are getting a bit better for me here because I can develop my bishop to a3. The computer gives it a question mark, but my plan is basically to put my bishop on b2, and my other bishop is protecting the b1 square, so there can be no rook that lands on that file. He plays his rook there anyways, and this is something I really struggle with in chess. When your opponent makes a move that you feel like is impossible, you kind of disregard that they're gonna play that move. And so I, for a very long time, didn't see this, much to the horror of some of the commentators.
What is he doing? Take the rook!
Then there's a check on the
Breathe!
back rank. Yeah, okay, the time to castle is now, actually.
What is
maybe
he
even the move
doing?
before.
Everybody breathe.
Push.
Okay, everybody hold your breath. Wow, it's hanging.
I can't push it. What am I saying?
Okay.
Breathe.
Wait, he's just...
Virtual.
Oh
I'm so stupid.
Okay,
Of
there we
course.
go.
Thankfully, I spotted that the rook was indeed hanging. A bishop is worth less than a rook. I took it and tried to trade away pieces into an endgame where I was up the exchange. For most of the game, I was doing great. Until close to the ending, I thought I could take the pawn on h2 and threaten a back rank checkmate, when, much to my horror, He had a sniper ready to capture my rook, and it's still a winning endgame according to the engine. I have 4 pawns and he has 2, but it is a lot more difficult now than before. And I went correctly for quite a while until all of a sudden...
As we have 2 pawns being ready to queen. If the king was maybe... Wait, what? Did he just... That was a mouse slip. It had to be, right? That's a glitch. That was a glitch.
No.
Oh my goodness, guys. Oh man, that's
Will
tough.
Benson just snapped that pawn right up and was like,
Oh my goodness.
But I still had my pawn very far advanced and it wasn't going to be easy for him to stop it.
to split time between those 2 pawns. It would be too busy trying to stop one from promoting. Ooh.
Welcome to Super Pog Champs chat. Welcome. This should be like the ad.
He went wrong once. I seized the opportunity and got my pawn to promote to a queen. And from here on out, it is a rook and king checkmate, which is a little bit tedious, but 100% winning when you know the methodology. And so I was able to beat Will Benson in game number 1. In game number 2 against Will, I played with the white pieces and we went into a King's Indian. The game is level for a while. I give this bishop check. The king moves away, and I just forget that my rook is hanging. Will blundered a rook in game 1. This game, I blundered the rook. And after that, there really was no return, meaning that we were going into tiebreaks. In the tiebreak game, I thought I was doing really well in the opening. We played a London again, which is something I'm very comfortable with. We traded a lot of pieces and pawns, and eventually, I got my knight onto this beautiful outpost square, and I had 2 pawns so far marched up the board. I only had to make sure that my king was safe, and I allowed for some pretty scary stuff. You know, his pawn is now 1 square away from promoting as well. Have to take it. He opens a line for his rook, and I go wrong with my bishop. I'm trying to defend the pawn that the knight is attacking, but crucially, Will here has 1 move that wins the game for him. Honestly,
I was gonna say, you can't take the C pawn because the pawn is gonna push, but this... Oh my gosh, there's back rank! Oh!
I think the bishop goes here.
He might forget about his king. The bishop is blocking the square where the king could go. He has just blocked his
We're in
own
no
way out.
rush, really.
Oh my gosh!
If Will realizes that he
Like,
can
he can't
give
really
a
try
check
this. He
on
can
the
try to
back
break
rank,
them
the
up.
white
Oh,
king can go
he's
all
gonna
the
try,
way
but-
down. If he notices it, Wirtual is in trouble. He has to give up his bishop. That's the only way
Oh.
He sees it. Too late,
Okay.
unfortunately. He has to give up the bishop to run with the king.
At this point, I am down a piece, and he can just take my pawns, and I can't even trade, because that would be losing, so... At this point, the game is over, and Will beats me 2-1. This loss, more than the other ones, really annoyed me, because I felt like I had great chances in this match in all 3 games, and I only won 1 of them. And this further reduced my chances of making the championship bracket. From this point onwards, it was going to be an uphill battle to make it to the championship bracket. I felt like I was repeating my performance from 2023. Though I'd gotten better at chess, I was still making the same 1-move blunders and losing pieces here and there when it mattered most. But maybe there was still a hope if I played well in my last 2 matches. The first of which was against Daryl Morey. We went into this middle game that looks rather sketchy for both sides, a lot of pieces in a cluster, and it's hard to calculate everything. I develop my bishop out and get ready to castle, and crucially, Daryl misses an opportunity I have here with the queen and the bishop to give a check. He allows me to go for this, I win a pawn with this and prevent him from castling in the game, and at this point, I'm looking for tactics, but I simply bring my queen back and keep everything as stable as I can. Daryl captures a pawn on b2, and here I'm thinking I should castle to protect my rook in the corner, but I'm also seeing this beautiful opportunity to infiltrate. And I play one of my best moves of the entire tournament, rook b1, with the idea that after the queen moves, I want to sacrifice my rook on b7. The knight can capture the rook, and I've just lost an exchange for a pawn, but what transposes what happens afterwards is a lot better for me because the king has very few squares. The knight captures my rook, I capture back. And now the king cannot step anywhere but onto the back rank. The bishop is covering the e6 square. King has to step back, and I can pick up the rook in the corner, And crucially, his bishop has to block, because if not, I could capture the other rook. But I just have a very, very strong attack right now. But I just traded pieces and went into a winning endgame where I was able to convert a win in the first game. Okay. First game goes to us. Phew. Guys, that was very scary. In game 2 against Daryl, all I needed was a draw, but playing for a draw tends to make you passive, so I went to this game thinking I should play the same type of chess and put pressure, and we get a weird sort of opening. It's not a London, but it resembles one. I felt like I had a pretty good center, but suddenly his queen is coming out and things are a bit scary. But then I'm trying to think of long-term plans, and you know, there's different skills in chess. You have being good at tactics, you have being good at positional understanding, being good at memorizing openings. One thing I feel like I've gotten a lot better at is realizing which pieces should go to which squares. And so in this game, I realized that if I trade off his light square bishop, I now have this beautiful potential for a knight maneuver, starting with knight to c4. Now here, the computer really wants Daryl to play bishop to c1 because he needs to prevent my knight from jumping to b2, hitting the queen. Because after I'm able to play that move, I can then jump my knight into the beautiful square d3. And I saw all this when I played knight c4, and that knight is an absolute killer in the position. It first of all prevents him from castling, but even more so, it's just dominating everything in the position.
This is a great move to realize that you can give up that pawn, sacrifice it so that it frees a beautiful and so important square for the knight, for the black knight. That is very, very advanced to see to such extent a sacrifice. It's not for a checkmate, it's for giving a square to your piece that is badly needed. Now the knight is attacking the white queen, and where can that queen go?
It is fully trapped, and that is insane. Like, you would have never thought in this position that, oh, the queen's just gonna be trapped, and it is just trapped. It has nowhere to go. It's kind of crazy. It can't go to c5, can't go back to the a file, that's for sure, and every single square along the 6th rank is protected.
And Wirtual knows it, he sees it. I wonder if he saw that he's trapping the queen when he sacrificed the pawn, because the idea was good regardless, but now it's even better. He's winning a queen.
This was the point, so we gotta use it for what it's worth. I'm gonna take here if I can. So from this point on, I try to bring in the rest of my pieces into the attack, and I find out that I could actually inadvertently trap his queen. This was not part of the plan. I was just going for the f4 pawn, but the commentators were giving me a lot of praise for finding this queen trap, which I admit was an accident. But from there, after winning his queen, I could convert the game, sacrificing some material, but quickly delivering what was about to be a checkmate when Daryl ran out of time. After beating Daryl, these were the group standings with one round of play left. My chances of reaching the championship bracket were bleak, as Will Benson was set to play Tyler 1 in the last game, who hadn't had the best tournament, and he could be expecting a win there. If Will Benson won that matchup, there really wasn't much I could do. The only way to give myself the best chance possible was by winning against Sardoche. But Sardoche is rated over 2000 ELO at chess, and if you know anything about the win probabilities with ELO, someone rated 400 points higher than you has about a 90% win probability. So it was going to be an uphill battle, to say the least. But I was going to give it my best shot to try to make it to the championship bracket, and this is how my match against Sardoche went. When playing someone who is so much higher rated than you, you really have to try to forget that they are that good, and just think about them as any other opponent. You play the game as you always would, you try to make good moves. And so in the opening, I try to be practical, I try to develop my pieces as best as I can, and I try to make good long-term plans towards his king. Unfortunately, it didn't take me long to mess up once again. I played my knight out to h5 with the idea that afterwards I could play my knight to f4. He retreated his knight to h2, and I thought he had plans of playing knight g4. But I forgot that that knight move left my own knight hanging, and so he could just take it with his queen. Still, he wasn't fully out of the water here because his king was kind of unsafe, and I set up this queen-bishop battery, and he said that multiple times he was about to move his rook away, from the defense of the diagonal, and that would have led to a checkmate on 1. So I was trying to create chances and create a swindle, but he played a really nice attack and checkmated me in 34 moves. Game 2, I needed a win more than ever, and I had the white pieces. I went for my opening of choice the entire tournament, 1d4, developing the queen's pawn, and trying to go into what is a queen's gambit, but he placed the move c5, making this a Benko, or a Benoni. After the move b5, this is a Benko gambit. This is something that Anna plays a lot, but crucially, I haven't studied that much, and so here I was just trying to make logical, developing moves as always. There's some lack in the repertoire. In the middle of the game, he pushes a lot of pawns in front of the king, and I think I have this beautiful attacking idea of playing knight f7, with the idea that afterwards I can play this check on h6. But unfortunately, there is a tactic here where his knight can capture my bishop. If I take back with the queen, then the bishop will skewer my pieces and win another piece. And so, I try to keep things tricky by playing my knight out of danger. It is a very strange move, and it's not good on the evaluation, but I realize here, I am playing more for tricks. I'm playing to confuse. And the idea with playing my knight to h6 was that if he didn't address it and saved his knight, which he did, I could take his bishop, which opens a lot of squares in front of the king. Suddenly, there might be chances. He tries to trade rooks, I have to avoid the trades, I can't. And one king move later, and suddenly the evaluation is saying that the game is equalized. I didn't find the best continuation, but I did find a good continuation, developing my rook to try to go for a back rank checkmate. He runs away with the king here, and I try to stop him, but his king makes it to the other side of the board. He's played so many king moves in a row, but I now have much more active pieces than before. At this point, I find a great move, queen h7. This attacks the knight that is undefended on d3 and also sets up a rook and queen battery against the queen, which would win it as the queen can't move. It would be pinned to the king. So here, Sardoche has a lot of problems to solve. Sardoche moves the knight to safety and defends the pawn, but is given a huge blunder by the engine. The reason is that at this point, I can play my queen to b1, attacking the rook and delivering a check, which would win a piece. Fortunately, I didn't see this move either, but I still played in a tricky way, attacking the knight and saying, now, if your knight moves, I'll be able to win your queen in the move after. The queen steps away, giving up the knight. I first deliver a check with my rook, then I take the knight, and now I try to go for the back rank idea again. Now my king is left fully exposed. I have given up trying to defend it for the most part, but I'm also just going straight in for the attack, trying to put pressure. He has 27 seconds left. He plays queen e4, and there is one opportunity here to win against an opponent rated 500 points higher than myself, if only I can find the one singular winning move. I think he gets there first. Unless I play this. No, he still gets there. Wow. Do I have anything? He's gonna play this and try to back rank me. He play this, I guess. But my rook is hanging, so I can't. I do have one check. Wait. I didn't see this check. We have to try this. He has to go here, right? The only move? Yeah, that's his only move. This? King goes. And queen h6 is a6 is checkmate. Check. Only move. Only moves down. And checkmate. Wow. Always look for checks, captures, and attacks, baby! That is crazy. That is crazy. I thought he would get there first. Somehow and some way, against an opponent much higher rated than myself, I managed to eke out a win. We played a blitz decider in the match, and he played at 96% accuracy. It was a game where we traded a lot of pieces, and eventually, I made a blunder, letting his rooks get too active. And from there was no real defense, but I also walked into a checkmate.
I'm 2-0ing this kid. I'm gonna 2-0 this guy. This guy's getting 2-0'd, I promise you. I promise you this guy gets 2-0'd. On everything, this guy gets 2-0'd. You have a pawn, bro. What are we doing? Thank you. Show some fucking respect. Like, I know I'm 2-8 or whatever, but come on. I know how to. I'm not gonna stalemate you, bro.
Thank the gods, Tyler won, clutched up, and beat Will Benson, giving me a ticket into the championship bracket.
Let's go, baby. Give me that set win. Give me that set win.
Looking at the other players that had made it to the champion bracket, I started to feel a little bit out of my depth. Literally everyone else was higher rated at chess than me. I was probably cooked, especially since my opponent in the knockout stage was going to be Andrea Botas, someone who has played chess her entire life and is, quite frankly, a little bit too good to beat in a best of 3. Maybe you can take a game, like in the Sardoche match, but best of 3 was gonna be tough. Still, I wanted to try my best and take it seriously. And going into the game, we ended up going down an exact line I had studied. But they're saying we're starting in 10 seconds, guys, so this is the quarterfinals. Myself versus Andrea. Good luck, have fun. To super secret 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's starting with white. And then we have to play
What?
a6.
Okay, it's going a6 line. Great, we love that. We love the a6 line. Anna plays that, and I have a pretty decent score. Okay, good, good. Oh, he's okay, okay. So.
Now there's many paths. Okay. Yep. I'm familiar with this, guys. This is something Anna has shown me. So up until now, I'm very familiar. And I know that I have an okay position. This I'm supposed to take.
Wait, sorry. I'm sorry. I panicked. That's fine. Everything's fine. Thought I was supposed to go a5. I don't remember very well, and I'm a little bit more jittery than
And
usual.
then I am supposed to play here.
But that's correct. We definitely don't go a5 because we want to keep the pressure, and this is definitely theory.
And we're playing fast because I need time later.
Castle.
And like, we've looked at this with the engine, and I know that these are the best moves. This move is good. There was also this move, but
I really want to revenge Masioka, and I really don't want to lose to the Kremlings, and I classify Wirtual as part of the Kremling family, so this is a family warfare.
I think it's this. But I'm starting to get to that point in prep where it's like, what did we even look at? So I'm gonna go ahead and play
Okay,
this.
this is all he's prepped. Okay, he's going for the pushing line. Oh, yes, yes. I think he might go for this, actually. Okay, I only have one move with my queen. Yep, he might do this idea. Or this. That's what I suspect that they... Yep. Oh my god, I reviewed this at 5 a.m. No, this is the line 100%. I don't need over...
So that looks pretty good.
I'm trying to remember the rest of the ideas. Bang, bang.
Now she's also giving the knight a new life. But it is very comfortable to have gotten to this stage of the game with only preparation. Like, if I didn't know what to do in these first moves, I probably would be losing already. We have a very stable position, I think.
I just can't tell if this is correct. Okay, he's not going for b4. This is a different plan. So now he's blocked his queen off. This is not so scary.
Idea is now to
I think
push.
I'm just gonna move my king.
This is a big threat now. The knight doesn't have a jump. Oh, wow. So this, what's the idea? Can I not just play this now?
Yeah, that should be fine. Like, maybe this is a threat. I do think I need to figure out what happens after a5. Maybe I attack like
I'm
this.
scared, but I this is my whole plan. I have a moment to execute it. There's no other knight jump.
Yep, I have to take.
So I take? Oh, she takes, okay.
And then I'm gonna go queen here.
Develop my
That's,
bishop.
like, my only move to defend this. This is definitely not
The queen
theory that I
unpins.
had planned. So there's a little bit of a different line, and I am not too sure if this position is correct. But I want to stay up on the clock, and that's alright.
Queen okay, so she goes through with this. I think we have to take.
So I feel like I have
If pawn takes, it gets interesting, yeah.
Oh, he took.
So I have
Maybe he's
blocked
going for
my
this, but I'm still
knight's retreating square.
There's no shot he wants to open this file. I don't
should have
think
castled.
He should have taken, because my rook here is
Can
not
I play here or
doing
what
anything to
happens?
defend my king side.
There's also no. That's very weak. Let's go here. I think this is my best try.
I don't know what black will even do in this position.
I'm scared of oh, she's gonna double. So castle and this would at least connect the rooks, but
You can't defend your rook. This is really tough. You can't push either of these pawns. You can't move your knight.
Okay, let's castle.
No. Okay, nice.
I gotta make a move.
Allow this, but the second you move this, I'll take this. So I think now I just
She is
double
gonna
up. Now
double.
his king attack is all over.
I think we play this just to not have the bishop look at my rook.
I don't think there's anything I could be missing. And this,
Okay. Still not terribly unhappy about this.
I mean, he's just gonna give me the exchange, I guess.
Still not.
He
I mean,
wants
it's
to
like
activate his
it's a
knight.
bad position, you know. But like, what can
could-
you really hope for?
I
So
don't
she
think he wants to
takes.
give me this. I'm just up a pawn now. I don't think you want to give me one
And
more
so
exchange
she
when you're down a
takes.
pawn.
Well, we lose the exchange. I will go for
Am I
this.
missing something? I take. I don't think I'm missing anything.
Knight can block the check. Knight can block the check. We play this way. I have such a dumb move. Maybe this. Wait, the knight is already doing a lot of work here though. What about this? I want the bishop to take after the pawn advance. What about this? It also protects this pawn. This is a crazy move. Yeah, the queen. Okay, I'm gonna have to step away from
Yeah, I
this.
think now he blundered a piece. He has to go back. Okay, I could just take your bit knight. Okay, he blundered.
Okay.
But I don't think he could have defended it.
Is this too slow though?
Yeah, now he
No,
doesn't
let's
have
do it, okay.
pieces. Now she's a queen end game.
Oh, I think I'm too
just
slow.
take your pawns. Oh. Okay.
Damn, guys, damn.
Good
That was
game,
honestly a good
Wirtual.
game.
He did pretty well.
I didn't
having
see us
done-
stepped into checkmate. Shocker, game one, it didn't go my way. I know, big surprise, but Andrea just outplayed me after getting a bit of a better position. I put my knight on a bad retreating square and couldn't thereafter make anything happen really on the board. Game two actually went in much the same way, and it ended with a spectacular mouse slip.
I think I'll just do
Okay,
that.
she's gonna play on 5 seconds for the rest
Why
of the
not
game.
do a Botes gambit?
takes.
Ooh, for the camera.
If I take, queen
I think
takes.
I'm enough material that I
think we're fine.
could sack the queen.
No!
Oh no! Can I give him a take back?
Yeah, she's not gonna get. Yeah, it's a
Oh
misclick.
god, how do you
It's a
Can
misclick.
somebody give him a take back?
No mercy, I
That's
guess.
not how
No
my
mercy.
take back. Give
You
him
guys
a
know what I
take
tried
back.
to do.
Give the man a take back.
And so that was my exit of the tournament. I made it to the champion bracket and I got destroyed. But I had a lot of fun doing it, and I think I actually became better at chess along the way. Now, very excitingly, the winner of the tournament ended up being Samay Raina, who was only 1700 rated, and he was able to beat a lot of 2000s on his way to the championship. Incredible stuff. I mean, very inspirational for me also. That's only a little bit higher than I am at chess, and he was able to cause so many problems in the games that he outplayed opponents much stronger. And, you know, I think it really is important to believe in yourself, that even though you're up against the odds, those are just odds on paper, and maybe if you do your best, you can exceed your own expectations. You shouldn't put too many expectations, especially negative ones, because maybe they just hinder you, maybe they just limit you. So some valuable lessons there. Going to go back to Trackmania now. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little chess arc. I always find this game incredibly fun, but I know it's not for everybody on the channel, so appreciate the chess fans in the virtual community. So let's see if we get another chance at PogChamps in the future, and if we could do a run like Samay did. Who knows?